restate the concern that it is not really limited to 3 minutes according to the paperwork or the hearing or what I found out from the state, but we'll go with your little plan.
You can
At the same time,
you can
are you interrupting me?
whatever you wish.
Are you interrupting me? Stop bullying me, okay? It's a hearing. Okay. I'm looking at the feasibility study, and I'm realizing that I know when we asked the board whether or not they read it, that many of them did not when they passed it. By looking at the feasibility study, we see $500,000 worth of casework for this room, for this building, just in one room was $500,000 worth of casework that they added onto the bill to make renovating look more expensive than building. When you start digging through this 400-page document, line by line, the way a board should have done, you can start crossing off things like $500,000 worth of casework in a science department. You can start crossing off whether or not you want to buy whole house air conditioning or room air conditioning when they added it together. To boost those numbers for the architect was criminal, in our opinion. It doesn't make sense to allow an architect that was not bid at all to run their little world around here and then come up with this plan to say, we're going to build a high school. Look at how bad it is. And then they say, let's close the middle school. Look how bad it is. And the task force in this feasibility study, which is online, that every board member, those board members that voted for this elementary center should have read, says, we want to keep our elementary schools. The entire task force says, keep the elementary schools. I don't know how they're getting away with this. It makes no sense at all that if you read the feasibility study that they're using to justify this process, they put a task force together that says, no, the whole value to this district is those local schools. It's a community-based school. It helps with your property values. People don't want to commute a kid back and forth to school a half hour. They want to drop the kid off on their way to work. And they want to pick them up. And if grandma wants to stay in town, they got to keep the taxes low. You want to have an economic development in this town, lower the taxes. The state of Pennsylvania has a mass exodus, and it's because of taxes. It's taxes. The whole number, it's like the budget, it's taxes. I've heard the word change enough in the last 8 years to realize that change needs to be a decision based upon information, like in your own feasibility study, vetted out and made a return on that investment. You are a steward of this district's money, and every investment, whether it's a light bulb or an extra teacher or it's a new school, should have a value to the district that is more than the cost of what you spent on that item. I gotta go fill another form, or we're gonna stay again?